The following data was obtained from an experiment that was conducted. So we have two samples, X and Y, and we have the observations here. In this video, I'm going to find a 95% confidence interval for the mean difference of the two samples. So to do that, I'll start by clicking on the return key, then click on code. And then after clicking on code, then I enter these two samples, X and Y. So I'll just enter them as arrays. So the code for the two arrays X and Y are these ones here. I can just go on and run. And we have X is a 1 by 9, Y is a 1 by 9, a raw vector with 9 observations. I click on the return key. Now to find the 95% confidence interval, the Matlab code that I will use is HPCI stats is equals to t-test xy. This returns a test decision for the null hypothesis that the data in X minus Y comes from a normal distribution with mean equal to 0 and unknown variance using a paired sample t-test. So if you are saying that the data in XY is mean equal to 0, that means the means of X and Y are not different. The P there is a p-value. Then the CI returns the confidence interval for the mean of X minus Y. It also returns the structure stats containing information about the test statistic. So I'll enter that information, open brackets, then at the H, then comma, P, comma, CI, comma, stats. And then equal to, and then t-test. And then open parenthesis, then I put my X, then comma, Y. We can add other options here. Like for example, we are being asked to calculate a 95% confidence interval. By default, if we do not specify anything, our level of significance is the 0.05. So it will calculate a 95% confidence interval. But if you want, you can put a comma, then put the options, then choose the alpha, the level of significance. As you can see, it's saying by default it's 0.05, which is what we need. So if we are writing the alpha, it's 0.05. But if you want to change it to 0.01, then you change it to 0.01. But in this case, this is a 95% confidence interval. Our level of significance is 0.05. But if we don't write this, then by default, it just takes it as 0.05. So I can go on and run. And we see that our H there, the test decision is saying it's equals to 1. We are rejecting the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis which says that there is no difference between the means of the two samples. And our confidence interval is 0.0150 to 0.0961. So when looking at the confidence interval there, if the confidence interval contains 0, then there is no statistically significant difference between the two means at the 95% confidence level. If the confidence level does not contain 0, then there is a statistically significant difference between the two means at 95% confidence level. So in this case, we see that this one does not contain 0. So what we are having there is a statistically significant difference between the two means at 95% confidence level. And the values there, they are all positive. And remember, we were looking at X minus Y. So if we're saying the value is positive, that means the mean of X is greater than the mean of Y.